Sanke.
Welcome back to MMA Underground. I'm Jay, and I am here with an undefeated fighter, the best ref in all of Streetbeefs, the one and only
Sam K. And shit, man, I appreciate that, Jay. We got a phenomenal guest in the building. We got a man, he just entered the West Coast, and he's making waves. A heavy hitter in the division. We have the one, the only, the man in the building.
How y'all doing, man? It's great to be on the show. I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You've been making waves, like I said, man, and you've got a hell of a fight coming up this month. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm going against Brawley Black.
Okay. And that's for the title?
Yeah, I'm for that title.
Okay. For what weight class are we talking for the people who don't know?
I think I'm still trying to figure out the weight class situation. I want to say it's lightweight. Is that like 185, 200 or something like that? 180, 200?
No, lightweight is like 157 to 169, I think, 158. Okay. It's like it's basically the 160s. That's the lightweight division.
Okay. It's light heavyweight division. Light heavyweight.
Okay, light heavy. Yeah, he just won the belt at the last event, the anniversary.
Yeah.
Going up against Takamura, and that was a hell of a fight. Did you see that fight? Oh damn, you weren't at the event.
No, I wasn't at the event. I was waiting for it to get posted on YouTube, but I didn't see it, and I didn't see any of the footage.
It sucks, man, because the phone overheated.
Oh.
The phone overheated. They grabbed another phone. Something was wrong with that phone. And as of now, the footage is lost. So, what's good, right? So, yeah, I wasn't thinking when I asked you that. Damn. Because that was his most recent performance. It was a great performance.
Yeah.
Again, that's how he won the belt. Damn. That's a situation.
But that just makes it a lot more mysterious and fun on my end. Because, like, the last fight I watched with him, he faced Bodacious or something like that. So I don't know his recent fight and his recent progression. So it's like I'm kind of going in there blind, but that's what makes fighting fun for me. Like, just trying to adapt to people's different styles and all that type of stuff. That's what makes fighting fun for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and somebody better be watching out for uppercuts if they're fighting you. That's all I know.
And that's like one of my favorite punches, honestly.
Obvious, yeah, bro. You hit so many uppercuts, but the Humble Beast fight, I swear there was just combinations of uppercuts.
Yeah. Honestly, for that fight, like, I didn't really put in. It was no game plan because he was just coming forward. It's like you really don't have the thought process to think of like throwing a jab, because like the jab is negated because he's this close to your face. So really, I was just going off of reaction, looking for his punches, and then I would just counter. That's all it really was to it.
And it's crazy because you stayed so calm in the pocket with him. You know, like you said, he was pressuring coming forward, and you didn't seem to be fazed by it. You seemed almost very welcome to be in that space. You were
Mhm.
throwing combinations on the back foot in the corner, and it didn't seem like you were in trouble, though you were in a scary situation. You didn't seem
Yeah.
to be scared or in trouble. Can
Yeah.
you speak to that?
So when I was in California, training over there, with my gym MBT, um, it was a pro fighter in our gym. His name is Nico Macias.
Mm.
Sparring, he was a pro fighter. I sparred with him so many times, but he literally has that same style that Humble Beast has, but 10 times more. So sparring with him just over and over and over and over, you just get used. I just kind of got used to that. It was like it was just pretty much just back on the clock. It's clockwork. I'm clocking in, and it's just I do what I do what I do. So um, that's pretty much like how I just was able to just sit in there comfortable and not really panic. Because once you panic, then your fight, your whole game plan, your whole everything is done.
Facts. And you know, you seem to be well, you are new to Street Beefs with only 2 fights.
Yeah.
But it's obvious that you have experience. It's obvious that you've put in time and hours into training. What is your background like? Did you grow up fighting? Did you recently get into it? Like what's the background like?
So I was a amateur boxer for 7 years. I started, it would be 8, but I had a couple of like medical histories and all that type of stuff. So it got short to 7. But honestly, I was never a fighter as a kid. I was very fragile as a kid and everything. But my mom came up to me during football practice and was like, "Hey, you want to try out boxing?" I was like, "Sure, let's give it a try." And ever since then, I just got hooked to it. I dropped everything else and was like just straight up boxing. So for a good 7 years, that's all I did was boxing, boxing, boxing. I ate, lived, sleep, just everything was boxing.
And what is it specifically like? Because football is a hell of a sport as well. You see people make careers and lifestyles based off of you know, pursuing football. What was it about boxing that said this is it?
Mm, I would say it's all on you. Like,
Mm.
because in football, like I was pretty good at it, like in the division we played, but it's like even if I do like even if I have my best performance, I still could lose. And with boxing, it was just I would rather have it all on me than to have my fate in somebody else's hands. Because I trust myself more than anything compared to putting my fate in somebody else's hands.
I feel that, man. I feel that.
So when you decided that you were gonna, sign up for the Street Beefs West Coast, and you get there and you're getting ready for your first fight, what was that feeling like?
Honestly, it was it was like I really didn't feel anything because of my background. So it's like I was already confident in who I was and my experience level. Excuse me. But there's still like little butterflies. That's just the fight game. You get butterflies and everything, but they were all flying in formation. They weren't all over the place and like mumble jumbled everywhere. So my experience from boxing, it definitely helped my debut into Street Beefs a lot more easier than probably a lot of people who've done it.
Was it the community and the event like you expected, or was it different than what you expected before you got there?
It was actually different. It was more professional than I thought it would have been. I thought it was like very organized. In the hot box, it was very organized. Like I was going there thinking like, oh, there's probably gonna be people fighting on the sides and all. It was very professional probably more. I would say more professional than some amateur sanctioned fights I've actually been to.
Yeah, they do a wonderful job of like working to make Street Beef smooth and to make it as safe as possible and to make it as enjoyable as possible for everybody. So I really appreciate that. But yeah, that's always what I wonder, because for me, and I just as a fan, going to an event was completely different. And I had already known everybody and known it was a good community and it was different. So I always wonder how people feel going into the first time going into an event. Because I've heard people go like, bro, I didn't know what I was walking into. I thought it was going to be crazy as fuck. And so it's always nice to hear people leave with a positive experience.
Yeah. Like, I could definitely say, like, Street Beefs, like, you guys are, like, y'all family now at this point. Like, everybody that I met through y'all is, like, just been cool people, honestly.
Yeah, I was going to say, to touch on the point of, you know, how the hot boxes ran out there, and really both venues, but specifically the hot box, you know, Wedo does a lot to make sure those events run the way they do. And you know, you constantly see him going back and forth, and he's going through it, you know, but ultimately it makes for smooth events 9 times out of 10, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, I try to contribute what I can as well. And you know, a lot of times we forget the fighters themselves are contributing to an overall good event, you know, because we walk in, even on my first event, we walk in and we're the ones thinking about the ego, because we have the ego to an extent, and everybody else is just kind of chill, relaxed, because they've been here. They know what it is, you know. And yeah, it's always great to see that, you know.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, I mean, you're a monster in the ring, and then this guy was nice as can be outside, and I'm just like, that always baffles me, you know, when you have killers outside the ring and then nice guys out, or killers in the ring and then nice guys outside the ring. It's like,
you know,
yeah,
they
like
always tell you, watch the quiet ones, man. Watch, you know, the dude who's the loudest ain't the one you got to worry about. It's the one who ain't saying nothing, who's paying attention to everything going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to wear it as a costume almost. Like, that's my personality. I don't fake it, but it always comes in handy because you just never know in situations. And it's like I like to keep that boxer background under the wrap most of the time, because people, they tend to like try to test you, and it's like, that's not me. I don't like to test people. I don't like people testing me. It's like, that's just not me.
Yeah.
But if it get wild, then I'm gonna have to put the pause on you.
Yeah. And he will.
So with your first fight with Clutch, and Compa G was reffing that fight, so shout out Compa G but you started out with the nice jab. I mean, it was crisp. I heard that thing right away, and then again, nasty uppercut, and then you're in the corner, and next thing I know, it's over. Like, I know it went pretty quick, but kind of walk us through your thought process on that one, because that was your first fight, and it probably couldn't have went any better for you.
Yeah. So actually, when I seen like who I was fighting, and they said like he had a certain amount of experience in Street Beefs, I did get a little bit of butterflies. So I'm like, okay, like, you know, like, he definitely got some experience in this, so he's definitely gonna like feel a lot more comfortable in the ring than I am. But like, when we first started, I threw the jab, and then I remember I threw like a wild 1-2, and I had like a lot of reach on it. And shout out to my mom, but she was my corner coach and everything, and she was just like, calm down. And then that's when I kind of like set in. I got real relaxed, and then I just kind of started. I went to the flow state.
Oh yeah. You know, what's crazy is like Clutch has been with us for a while, and we've seen Clutch do exactly what you did to him in other fights, you know. And that was a great question, Jay, because I was kind of wondering too. I'm like, I wonder if the man knew who Clutch was and if that was a factor at all. Because there was a moment, maybe 10 seconds, there was nothing being thrown.
Mhm.
And then you just went, you threw the stiff jab. And then, like you said, you kind of settled in. And I'm just witnessing Clutch kind of hesitant, on the back foot. And I'm like, wow, yeah, it plays a role, plays a
Yeah.
role for sure.
And to back you up on that hesitant part, once I seen that he was hesitant, it's like that's when I was able, like, okay, I'm about to go ahead and end it, because I sensed it right after I think I threw a jab to like his left or right eye, and then I sensed it and I was like, okay, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was that wake up where it's like he's ready, he's here to
Mhm.
fight, he's got some power. Yeah, no, not today. And shout out Clutch, because he's got some wars and
Mhm.
he's a warrior, but sometimes we don't know when it's best for us to, bow out. And I think he did the right thing ultimately. But with your experience and your background, what makes you say, I want to take a fight at Street Beefs? It's like you're already doing XYZ, and I know typically coaches, gyms, once you're of a certain caliber and you're doing XYZ, they look down on that. So how did we get to Street Beefs?
So to go back to like when I first started boxing, I was 11 years old. I stopped at I was 10 years old. Sorry, I was at 10. I was 10 years old. I stopped at 17, and I'm 24 now. So since from 17 to 24, like I just didn't do nothing. Um, I got out of boxing because I fractured my hip real bad. It was never really like the same. So I just like kind of lost the love for boxing and everything. I lost, not to get on a religious point, but I lost like the love for God, all that, and I just kind of went like on a spiritual downhill, and I just lost the love for all my interests. And then once I got reconnected back with God and everything, all those interests started to come back. But because I was out for 5, 6 years, it was just like,
Yeah.
let me try this out. I was recommended by Leroy Purdy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
King, Bearded King.
Yes, yeah, Bearded King. Because we was in another group chat together, another community boxing event that never got started, but he sent this one. He was like, "Hey, if you want to try this out, and try it out." And I was like, "I'm gonna try it out." And then the first post I seen where it was like, "Sign up," I was like, "I'm gonna sign up and go." And rest was history, honestly.
Shout out Bearded King for bringing us the man.
Shout out to him.
That's what's up, man. And, that makes sense, trying to get your feet wet again and, get the gears going and whatnot. And it's great to see that you've come back to, the sport that you love, because, yeah, I've been there myself and I know other fighters have, where an injury or a life situation happens and it kind of throws you off your game, throws you off the schedule or what have you. And, sometimes that's needed and then sometimes it's not, but ultimately we find our way back and that's what counts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So during that Humble Beast fight, like you guys were talking about, he pressured you, he was on you. I was at times singing like, "Get the fuck off the cage," and then but you were doing fine, right? And I'm like, oh, okay. But one thing I did realize is you probably take coaching really well, because I'm guessing you listen to your corner, because every time Humble Beast corner told him go to the body, you lit Humble Beast's body up, like almost like, don't tell him to go to my body. Like every time his corner told him to go to the body, you lit his body up.
Yeah. Honestly, like my coach wasn't even my mom. She couldn't even show up. She didn't get there in time. So I was cornerless, honestly. So basically I just kept, all the training that I had before and basically the stuff that she would want to tell me because she knows I'm very comfortable on the ropes. She wouldn't have said anything about it. She knows like I'm not. Oh, that's my mom right there. How you doing, mama? But honestly, like she knows I'm very comfortable on the ropes and everything. So like I just I was like, I'm very coachable and everything, but like hearing when, like you said, when they say go to the body, I'll do that too because I know you're gonna do it, so I'm gonna do it before you.
Because for a minute I thought it was your corner, and then I literally heard them say the Humble Beast, right? And I'm like, oh, like he's doing everything the other corner is telling him to do. I liked it. I was like, damn, okay, but you hit with bad intentions, which is a good thing in boxing. Yeah, you hit with bad intentions, and I appreciate that. I like even off my phone, I can hear the punches.
Yeah, it's crazy because like I don't look at the comments, but I don't like let the comments affect me like that. But it was like really funny seeing like a lot of people say like pillow hands, but honestly, it's like Humble Beast just has a really good chin. Like a lot of people don't understand, like when you're in there like fighting somebody and you hit them with the kitchen sink, the house, the fire hydrant, the fire truck, like you hit him with the whole atom bomb, but it's like he's sitting there, he's talking to you, and he's telling you good punch. Like that's crazy to like sit in the ring fighting this person. He's literally like smiling at you and like complimenting you on your punches. But I try to make every punch like bad intentions for sure.
Yeah, Darius does just seem like the nicest guy, so I could see him like complimenting you, and he seems to love being in there so much. Like it's truly joy to him. I could see him like being like, yeah, that's good. Like being all complimentary. Yeah.
I think he was impressed to a degree, like, oh wow, like and it really gets to show, like it got to show his heart, his resilience, and then it got to show like your technical prowess, you know what I mean? Like, okay, he can be an offensive finisher, but he can also be like a defensive counter puncher and still, aggressive at that, yeah, it was a great fight, man, and people are always going to talk good and bad. So,
Yeah. For me, it's just, I like to prove people wrong. So definitely all those comments that I've seen people say, this fight, I'm proving everybody wrong.
This is the one for sure. Real quick before we get to this fight, what were you guys' weight? Your weight in the Humble Beast fight and then Humble Beast weight? Because it feels like he was heavier.
I agree.
Yeah, he definitely was. The crazy part is because the first fight, seeing how it went, as far as like my experience level and people having to like accept the fight and everything, like a lot of people don't really know like what goes on in the background. Like I didn't even know it in my first fight, but coming in for the second one against Humble Beast, I came in to weigh in heavier, thinking it was probably gonna be like more heavyweights, seeing like the fighters that came on the first fight. So when I weighed in, I kept my sandals on. I had my keys, wallet, phone, so I could try to weigh in heavier to make like the fights a little bit easier. But without my phone and everything, I probably was like 195. I think I weighed in. I think I had like 5 pounds of stuff in my pocket, honestly.
And what was Beast at roughly?
I don't know, but I definitely know he was in the 200s. That fight, I just don't know exactly where he was.
At least 220, huh?
Yeah, I was thinking somewhere around there, like 220.
At least 220, 230, somewhere in that field. 219 to 230, somewhere in that field.
Yeah, somewhere like that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, when I saw your fights, and it makes sense now that I know you have this fight background from when you were young, I'm like, looking, I'm like, there's no way he only has 2 fights, right? Like, no way. The way he fights, there is no way. And I'm looking through and I'm like, I'm pretty sure he only has 2 fights. But like the way you fought, and then I thought about it like right away. I was like, oh, it's your second fight, and they're putting him in with Humble Beast. I was like, this should be interesting, right? And Humble Beast pressured you right away, but I was like, oh, okay, this kid can throw. Because I saw your first fight, and you were great, but it was so quick. I didn't know what to think going into your second fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I felt like the first fight, because it was so short, it didn't really prove anything as far as like my skill level. It just seemed like I was throwing punches that looked pretty okay, and it just got the person out of there because of the power I have. So this one, I was definitely glad to like actually showcase some type of skill that I do have in my bag work.
Yeah. No, it was a fun fight to watch because, like you said, he's coming forward, you're throwing. I mean, punches are landing and nobody's going down. I was like, all right, that was a good watch.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun fight being in there too.
Do you think about promoting yourself? Is that something you think about with doing the street beefs and stuff being such a big flat platform?
Yes, actually. I'm in the process of wanting to like post more, create all the platforms that I need and just trying to get my name out there. Because at this point, it's like I love to fight. Why not, try to bring more people to boxing and everything. I'm starting to train people. People are starting to come to me to train with me because of the fight. So, like, it's definitely like you guys bring like a lot of, like you guys can like really like bring somebody to like a good career, like because of this. Like they literally become a big content creator off of you guys.
Hey man, well, one thing we always try to say and really push to each individual fighter is like promote and market yourself. You know what I mean? We're gonna create content to help you, but ultimately it's you as the fighter, and I think there's a fan base out there for you, man. And it doesn't always have to be the loud, flashy, dramatic. It ain't got to always be that to have a fan base. Sometimes it's exactly what you are. Exactly what you do. And there's plenty of people out there, whether we know it or not. That's what they're looking for. So, yeah, man. And I was gonna just touch on the fact that earlier I ref that fight in the Humble Beast fight. I saw the clutch fight on tape or the recording because I missed that live. But reffing the Humble Beast fight, I felt the punches as the referee. So I don't care what nobody says. Like, yes, you can hear the punches, you can feel those punches, you know what I mean? And then I think we sparred that same day.
Yeah,
and I felt those punches. I said, man, go light on me. I walked away with a black eye. Yes, really? The man is the man.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what? I had to tell myself, I watched it back a few times, and I'm like, none of that was like, there was no bad intention in that, truly. That was him doing his job, doing what he's been trained to do, and, when you see fighters of a certain caliber, you recognize it, right? When you see guys who train a certain way, right, you recognize it. I used to have a teammate, Turtle, shout out Turtle. He would not train under a certain level. He wouldn't spar under a certain level. You know what I mean? And you get to a certain point where it's just like some certain things are a disservice to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's get back to you. Let's get back to this major title fight that you have this month with Broly Black. Yeah, man, Broly Black is he's a phenomenal fighter. He's one of our guys who's definitely progressively gotten better each fight. I've trained with him off and on. I've seen him progress, over the years. And I think this is in Street Beefs terms, this will be your biggest challenge.
Yeah.
You know, how do you see it?
Brawley Black, he's a dog. Like, knowing, like, I went back, I did some research, gotta watch my tape, gotta watch my film. I went back and seen like his progression, and he's like progressing like really fast. Like he's a dog, so I'm definitely gonna go in there. I don't, even though like I have 8 years of experience and I'm coming to Street Beefs, like I don't discredit anybody. Like it's literally, I don't want to say boxer luck because I feel like that's disrespect, but anybody can get knocked out. It don't matter the experience. Like George Foreman, with one of his fights, he was almost old as dirt and went in there against a young fighter, touched that chin, and it was over. So definitely gonna go in there and just treat him like he's a, you know, number one amateur fighter or professional fighter, however you look at it. But when I go in there, like that's a fighter I'm facing, and I'm not going to take any type of like, you know, I'm not going to treat him like he's not a fighter. Like he's out here and he's doing his thing.
Well, being that, so your mom said that being in Street Beefs was the first time you fought without headgear. This being only your third fight, is that something you think about when you're training? Do you train differently? Because I know I've heard other fighters say, I can't train in headgear. Otherwise, I have this habit of like leaving my head open for shots and things like that. So is that something you've changed since fighting without headgear?
No. Sparring, I still train with headgear and everything. I just feel like it saves brain damage. Like we all have a brain and it all has the capacity of how many punches we take. So I will always fight. I'll always spar with headgear. I don't train any differently. That's what led me to success. So why would I change it now? So I still spar with headgear. You still just have to be, even with sparring, even if you have headgear, like you still have to be defensively responsible. So you don't want to take punches with headgear on, bubble wrap on. You don't want to take punches. So you're gonna dodge those punches, headgear on their head or no headgear. So it doesn't really change much.
I had a question as far as it being a title match and it being 5 rounds. Does that play a role for you at all?
I would say it makes me hungrier, but as far as like nervous level or anything like that, like no. Like in the amateurs, I won a certain amount of belts. Like I have these two, then
It's nice.
have this one, and then I got like my best one, the fur coat on the inside, real nice. But as far as like nervous level, like it doesn't really change much. I'm used to it, ready for it. Just more hungry at this point. Whenever there's a belt involved.
Bo just pulled out belt after belt after belt, like it was like you just got belts laying around, like it's such a normal thing to have.
Bruh,
15 belts.
I asked about 5 rounds. He damn near put out 5 belts.
Right?
Shit.
I was gonna ask about conditioning. I really was. But
Yeah,
then I
I'm
saw
talking
the
about
belt, and I'm
cardio.
like,
He's all like,
he's
no, I'm
good.
prepared. I'm prepared. Yeah, I'm not nervous. All right,
and I'm like, no, you shouldn't be, because like, yeah.
Yeah, you've been. I mean,
No, that's awesome.
been there
Like,
before.
what was it like? What was it like winning your first belt? How great was that feeling?
It didn't really hit me until like I got home. I think we drove like 3 to 4 hours out, and I was a little underweight, so I wasn't gonna fight. So I had to like eat a whole bunch and then go way back in. And then when I got to fight, I won the belt and everything. I got home, and that's like kind of when it clicked. When I got home, my dad, he couldn't make it because he had to go to work. Shout out to my dad, man. But we got home, and when I showed him the belt, he just like started crying. I was just like, damn, I actually like won a belt, and that's like when it really hit me. Like, Like I really went in there and did that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because for the rest of your life, nobody can take that from you. Like you won all those titles. You know, that's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So speaking of titles, you know, we're fighting for a title this month. In the event that you win the title, you know, that would make you the new Street Beefs champion of the division. Where would that take you? What would we be retaining the title and defending it, you know, and
Oh yeah,
making
for
that?
sure.
Yeah, okay.
For sure. I might as well ask it now. Are you able to have more titles in a different weight class?
I was going to ask you about going for different
Okay,
titles
yeah.
too. So I like your mindset. I like it.
Yeah. Because if I can, I want to try to get as many in different divisions as possible.
Yes, you can. I think there's only been 2 fighters in the West Coast to do it. Way back in the day, Nasty Native was both heavyweight boxing and MMA champion. And then currently, Coyote is the lightweight champion and the welterweight champion.
Mm.
Yeah, I believe if it's not welterweight, then it's middleweight. But
okay.
yeah, Coyote is the current only 2 belt holder. Well, I guess you could say Ryu Senin holds multiple belts as well. He's an OGR fighter who fights in the West Coast as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's the heavyweight combat karate champion as well as the kickboxing champion to the OGR. So yeah, there you have it. But definitely possible, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make that happen. I got to.
What weight is your ideal weight though? If you were gonna say like, what weight do you feel best fighting at?
I would say the way I walk around now, light heavyweight. Right now I am 194, so that's where I feel comfortable at.
Okay. What's
I
the
got
heaviest?
tired just reading that.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
What's the
Oh,
heaviest?
I said I got tired just reading. Oh, sorry, Samke.
Oh, okay. The heaviest that I've been, I think 200. I think that's the heaviest I've like been on the scale.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Walk around weight, fighting weight, similar weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too much of a drastic change. I've had an issue of making a drastic change. It gave me a heart condition, so I cut all that out. I don't do that.
And that's a good thing with Streetbeefs is we don't promote, you know, the weight cutting and all that. You know, another reason why the sliding scale, why there is a sliding scale in terms of the divisions.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It just makes it a lot more. It just makes it safer for the fighters, honestly.
Absolutely.
Happy
What is
belated birthday, Tank?
Say that one more time.
I was wishing Tank a happy belated birthday.
That's El Shorty.
Oh, I read it wrong. My bad. I mean, I seen the image and I thought it was my bad, El Shorty.
That's the guy who fought Tank.
Yeah, no, and I know who both of them are. The little picture from the YouTube, I just caught it with my eye and assumed it was.
It looks
Tank.
like Tank's old photo.
Yeah, so my bad, El Shorty.
So with that, the man, what is diet and nutrition? What is our outlook on that? You know, to what degree are we taking that in consideration when it comes to fights?
So for me, basically, like as the fight gets, I'll eat regular, for the most part, but as the fight gets closer, I like to eat a little bit cleaner. So, because I don't like going in there with like a lot of like meats and everything on my stomach. So, like as the fight gets closer, I'll start eating like more fruits, more vegetables. drink a lot of water. I've been drinking water for like the last week. So just make sure that I'm healthy, light, but still got my nutritions and still got like my nutrients and everything, that are, make sure all that stuff is still intact.
Nice. You mentioned you try to cut out the meats right before the fight. What does that do for you specifically?
Um, Honestly, for me, like I don't eat beef or pork. When I cut that out, shout out to my fiance. When I cut out beef and pork, I just didn't feel as sloppy. So then like cutting out like, the rest of me, like I didn't even do it for um Humblebees. I didn't do it for that fight. And I did feel like a little sluggish in certain ways. So with this one, like I've been eating I haven't been eating like as many meals because I'm a big bag. Like when it comes to eating, I love food. So
Yeah.
like now that I've been eating like less meals, but like make sure they hold like nutrients and everything. Uh, at work, I eat like a lot of fruit. I've just been feeling myself like even on the same weight, I just feel lighter on my feet, lighter on my toes, hands feel faster. I feel like my engines are just moving.
Appreciate it, man, because not everybody knows these things, and not everybody's willing to experience these things because they don't know these things.
Yeah.
So, if you could give advice to one young kid who's thinking about getting into boxing, what would that be?
I would say go for it, of course, but just don't lose yourself in the process. Always trust the higher power, always go to him first, and really just have fun with it. Don't take it too serious because, of course, take it serious, but when you take it like real, real, real serious, like depending on who you are and your capacity of like stress level, anxiety, and everything, that could take you out. So have fun with it and just really ride it out and see where it takes you.
No, that's great. What do you think your biggest strength is as a fighter?
It's a great question.
Versatility. I would say I'm very versatile. I can adapt to any type of fighting style it is. It don't matter if you're a pressure fighter, counter fighter, a boxer. I can adapt to the style no matter what.
That is going to be needed in this fight.
It is. It definitely will.
One thing about Broly is he's not only versatile but unorthodox.
Yeah, he is.
And he's coming from he'll do some awkward things, and he gets away with it because he's that good,
Mhm.
So
Yeah, like honestly, I think he got the title for being like Bernard Hopkins. But honestly, like if I had to put like a title on him as far as like a boxer, I would say Benavidez. Because Benavidez, he's very he doesn't have like a normal boxing stance. Like sometimes he'll square up, but like you said, he can get away with it. And he's tall, he's long, so and he has power. So it's like and he has combinations fast. Like so I would definitely compare him to a Benavidez more than a Bernard Hopkins.
yeah, I like that. What is training like for the man?
Um,
You ain't got to give away all the
so
secrets,
no,
but
yeah, definitely not gonna give away all the sauce. But last week I was training once a day, but my fiance was like, "You probably need to train a little bit more." So I've been training 2 times a day. I'll train in the morning, and then whenever I'm available, I'll definitely try to train at night. But I definitely try to train 2 times a day, 2 hours each. Just make sure I get my work in, get the cardio right and ready to make sure I'm ready for the fight.
Cardio
Now,
is key.
is working out like something you would do if you weren't fighting too? Is this something you just enjoy, or is this something you really focus on because of the fight training?
I'm a workout junkie. Like,
Okay.
honestly, wherever I can get my workout, wherever I can get a workout in, I'll get a workout in. Like carrying the groceries, I'll stop my fiance from carrying all the bags, carry them up, just so I can do like some type of weightlifting, go upstairs. That's like lunges. Like I just try to. It doesn't matter. I'll try to get some type of workout in. I've done sports since I was 5 years old, so that's all I know is workout.
I like it. With the other sports that you've done, do any of those, do you feel like any of the mechanics of those sports, are they incorporated into your fighting, into your boxing at all?
Um,
Anything in help, I guess?
yeah, I would say my first sport, football, that built my toughness and my durability and confidence, knowing like, okay, I could take some hits, I can give some hits, and I'm fine. Like I'm not broken, I'm not gonna die. Like I'm chill, I'm good. And then uh, I would say honestly, the other one is baseball. Uh, Baseball because baseball is very slow, so you have to be patient. Like boxing, it's a lot that goes on, but you still have to be patient because if you're just going at it, you can get caught that way if you're careless. Um, but yeah, those are like the only two sports out of uh out of all the sports that I've done. I would say those two are like the main key for me.
It's awesome.
What fighter would you say influenced you the most?
As a kid, Floyd, I feel like every I would say like definitely in a black household, like you go with Floyd, you rock with Floyd, you see like the 50-0 or you see that, you see the money and everything. So like that's like what influenced me, his boxing style, seeing like how he's like very defensively sound. He doesn't use that much energy, but he still is like very in control of the fight. That's like what uh like influenced me with him. Now, I would definitely say Crawford because of his versatile and how versatile he is, of his versatility. I feel like I share like a lot of that.
So it's safe to say you had Crawford taking Canelo
For
prior to the.
sure,
Okay,
for
okay.
sure. I told everybody Crawford's about to whoop this man ass, and he did exactly that.
There's three of us that took Crawford, but I'm not gonna lie, he beat Canelo up worse than I thought he was gonna.
I felt like it was gonna be exactly that. Like,
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like he went lighter than what he could have. I
No,
feel
I
like
know how you felt, Sam K, but I thought it was going to be a closer fight. I'm gonna be real,
he
like
he gave us
Crawford beat the shit
a
out of him.
respectable performance.
yeah,
That's what
I
he
felt
gave
like
us.
he wasn't putting a lot of pop on his punches. He was just hitting them,
Yeah,
and he was just outboxing them. But he
yeah,
definitely could have like put some more power on them punches and probably got him out of there. But
yeah,
I ain't
yeah.
gonna say
No,
all
no,
that.
no. Yeah, yeah. But it was a great fight nonetheless.
Yeah,
But yeah, man, I can't wait for this fight. Hopefully we can get Broly Black on soon. I'm gonna be looking to do that next week and hear from him. Yeah, two phenomenal boxers, man. Uh, and yeah, it's just bound to be a banger.
it is. I'm definitely excited. Ready to get in there, share the ring with him, and honestly, just make fireworks, fly. Like I'm ready for it.
Now you're coming out here to the Smoke Ranch, correct? First
Yep,
time?
yep. First time.
Interesting. Interesting. Does this play a role as we approach the fight? Does this play a role at all?
No, like I've been dry. I drove to fights that were 4 hours away, 5 hours away. I've drove to a fight without my boxing coach before. When I was at the gym, my boxing coach, he wasn't able to make it. I went with my mom and my family, and we went out there and we got the win. We got on out. It was like close to San Francisco, and I think it was like 4 or 5 hour drive. So nothing different, same shit, different toilet.
Well, Daniel from Heart in the Fight wants to know, do you watch other Street Beefs fighters? And Mike, to add on to that, if you do, who are some of your favorites to watch?
I've watched a lot of Humble Beast fights. He's just real entertaining. But honestly, I watch him and Brawley Black, of course. I feel like he's real fun to watch too. But honestly, I just watch them all. Like I just really love to fight. I like to watch fights. That's really all I do when I'm at home. So I just literally just watch everybody, honestly. I go from West Coast, I go to the scrapyard. I just watch fights.
That's what's up, man. Besides Floyd Crawford, do we have any other favorites, any other influences? Yeah.
2, Shakur Stevenson and Abdullah Mason.
Okay.
Those two guys are just, they're beasts at what they do, man.
You were getting some comparisons to the great Mike Tyson. I don't know if you were aware of that. I'd like to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I do appreciate it, but I actually don't like the comparison because I feel like I don't fight like him at all. It's just that I was moving my head and I was throwing bombs, but I do appreciate those comparisons, but I feel like there's no comparison there at all.
So we're not going to see you at the Halloween event with a painted on face tattoo and nothing like that.
A little Sharpie in between to make the gap and stuff.
I think you can pull it off, bro. You put a little part, you get a little fade, put the little cut right there, the little blackout. You can pull it off, bro.
Start talking on your tongue and stuff. Nah.
Just saying. That'd be scary, bro.
Broke my back. Nah, man, I'm not doing that.
But no, I get that. I get that because you hadn't brought up Mike at all during the interview, so I was like, maybe that's one of those situations where the people are saying something that ain't really what it is, you know?
Yeah, I let it ride until I could show them like my other skill set and show my other stuff that I have in my bag. But until then, I guess I'm Mike Tyson. That's what the people chose, so it don't really affect me none, you know. So that's what they chose, and that's what they chose.
Heart in the Fight says more like James Toney, and anybody my age who grew up watching Friday night fights on USA loves James Toney because he headlined almost all of those things.
No, yeah, James Toney, that's
monster.
That's definitely one of the ghosts for sure. I could see James Toney more than Mike Tyson for sure.
Mm-hmm. Especially in that Humble Beast fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Either way it goes, whoever shows up, whatever you show up as, I just know it's going to be a banger. You know what I'm saying? Man, 5 rounds, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's 5 rounds. I think 5 rounds, 2 minutes.
Yeah,
2 minute,
2 minutes.
5 rounds. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely excited for that. Was the other fight 2 minutes as well, or was that 3?
No, they're always 2 minutes. Yeah, the only difference is title matches are 5 rounds as opposed to 3 rounds.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we do have beef fights where, you know, that can vary. You know, usually there's no rounds on that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's no time or rounds on that. So, but that's a different situation.
Yeah, it's the ball game right there.
Yeah. So with that, man, did you like? At what point did you find out about Street Beefs? Like, had you always known about Street Beefs? You grew up watching it, or did it just fall upon you?
It honestly just fell upon me. Like I said, Beardy King, shout out to him. He sent it in there, and I was actually surprised I didn't know much about it because me and my fiance, like, we'll literally sit and watch like YouTube fights of like this type of, in this type of structure
Hmm.
all the time. But the fact that it like never popped up on YouTube, and then I seen it in there, and I started checking out the fights, I was like, this is dope as hell. I was like, I'm surprised I never seen it because we watched literally YouTube fights all the time.
That's what's up. Timing. But shit, we glad to have you now, man. And you're doing great things. This is looking to be an amazing fight. You about to say something?
I was just going to tell them, and make sure you keep promoting yourself and hit us up, hit the Yankee and the Brit up on Instagram. Anything you post, I'll share it so all of our followers can see it too. But just make sure, and that goes any fighter out there, if you tag me in it, I will share it. And we figured out the game when it comes to Instagram. It's this YouTube thing that keeps giving us a struggle. Like Instagram, we got down. It's this YouTube thing, like they all need to come over and follow. But yeah, any of the fighters who are watching this too, like if you tag the Yankee and the Brit in it, I will share all of your stuff too. So we make sure we collab together and get all this stuff out there so everybody can see you guys and bring light to what you guys are doing and to your brands.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And then as the fighters, I definitely speak for like all the fighters. Like we appreciate that too, because it's a lot of people. It's a lot of organizations and companies who will literally just like use you for the money, and then that's it. Like you ass out. So the fact that you guys are willing to do all that type of stuff, like we definitely really appreciate that.
Yeah, this is we do it for the community because we love Street Beefs, and it's so much fun getting to talk to the fighters. And I think it's great because Sam K does all the work, as you know, of finding the guests for the most part. And he does a great job of like getting, up and coming guys who are OGs, dudes who have like changed. It's amazing how they can go like 0-3, switch something up, go to a gym or do something, and then they just come back a completely different fighter. So yeah, it's amazing. And Sam K does a great job of that. But like, I just feel so blessed that we're part of the community, that we just always want to support the community because they support us.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah, man. How they say, everybody's a helping hand, and we're all helping each other, and we're all a community. We're all trying to expand, and it just takes each person trying to do their part, So me personally, my part is, putting a light on, like Jay said, the new up and coming guys, the OGs, and whatever's currently going on within the community, within the culture. Let's put a light on it, but also the guys who are deserving, let's give them their flowers. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's pretty much what it is, man.
And now that you saw it, you're part of the community, man. That's you. You're Street Beefs West Coast. You know what I mean? So like, I mean, it's pretty cool. And then I don't know, you have any thoughts of like shooting for the Hall of Fame in Street Beefs West Coast, or doing something beyond Street Beefs West Coast, back to some amateurs maybe? Like, what are your goals with the boxing?
So I actually had like a long talk with myself about this, because at first, like, I thought like I would do this for a little bit, hop back into the amateurs, and then like go professional, which is still like something in my mind. But I think at this point, I just really want to fight, and everything is like second nature. Like the money is second nature, because if you do something you love and you dedicate yourself to it, the money is gonna come no matter how that happens. So even if I go professional and I try to fight like serious professional and try to fight like the Tank Davis and all those type of high caliber fighters, I'm okay with that. But if the route goes to, fighting like, not trying to call him a phony, but like if it goes to fighting Jake Paul and all that type of stuff, like I'm okay with that too. Because at the end of the day, I'm fighting, I'm doing what I love, I'm cool with that. So yeah.
I feel it,
No,
man.
that's awesome.
I wanted to find out the origins of the name The Man.
Man, shout out to my dad on this one. So the man, it came from I had a football game and my dad couldn't be there. He was always working, always trying to make sure, we was fed, clothed, lights was on in the house. So but it was like a real big game and we couldn't make it and me and my brother were down. So he came up like with this idea to have like a real big like white poster board and we got the name from like football, but it really stuck when he like just like wrote us pretty much like a poem. And I can recite some of it, but for me, he was like, the man always uses two hands. The man always gives 100% when nobody is looking. And that really just stuck with me. So it's like whenever I say the man or somebody or I hear the man, I always think back to that poster board and it always just gives me motivation.
That's
So,
awesome. There's
That's
actually
dope.
meaning behind the name. No, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Facts. The nerd in me is like any boxing video game, you could easily pick The Man as your nickname.
Yeah, you can. And
So
like
I'm thinking,
in fight nights, like
yeah,
literally they
I'm
have
thinking
that
that's where it's
nickname. So
coming
it's like,
from.
yep,
He's been the man since he was like 12.
yeah.
But this is way more, yeah, this is way better. Way better. Damn, man.
I'm excited to see where you go from here. You definitely got a fan in me. I will definitely be following your fights. And then Sub K gets the best seat in the house, but his seat's a little more stressful than the rest of us.
I mean,
Yeah.
but it's worth it for the angles, right? I mean, the only part is like I'm just like the fighters. I might not remember it exactly. It may be a little foggy when we all walk out, but in the moment,
Yeah.
it's like
It's
I'm
like
not gonna lie.
it's like that one professional ref who makes all those faces and stuff. It's like when you in there, it's like it's just different from those angles.
yeah,
Since
yeah.
the West Coast fighter started having fun with Sam K's catchphrases, that's when every time I hear him now, I chuckle while I'm watching the fights, right? Like, so Sam K got his catchphrases. You'll catch them all the more you fight there.
Cardio is key.
Yeah. He knows.
Come on now.
That's
Come
the
on
best
now.
one right there. One of the most important.
Which one?
Cardio is key.
Oh yeah, cardio is key. But I'm talking when you're in the ring and you be yelling like, "Watch the heads!" Like, he got these key phrases, and if you go watch the induction speech, they're yelling these phrases at him while he's getting inducted. So now I'm laughing every time I hear him when Sam K's repping. But yeah, I didn't wear it today, but I even got the Sam K cardio is key T-shirt.
Yeah, I definitely remember one of them. I think the fight was I think his name was like Billy Joe or something like that. But I remember you was saying like keep your head up because he kept putting his head down.
Bro.
And that honestly like that's stuck in my head every time I see him. Like no disrespect to him. His last fight, I think the second fight that he was at, he did keep his head up. So shout out to him. But like whenever I see him, I always just see, keep your head up, keep your head up.
Stress, bro. Stress. Sometimes there's certain fights, what you're getting into, and oh man, both these monsters are in here. But you know what? Like, it doesn't matter what my personal feeling is. This moment is bigger than everything, right?
Yeah.
So it's worth the stress. It's worth the sweat. It's worth the, the hair pulling.
You do an amazing job of controlling the ring, while still always making it about the fighters.
But there's some fights that are stressful that ain't worth the stress.
I could definitely say,
you're like, nah, guys, I gotta go to the bathroom. Somebody else got to
This
rep
is
this.
my bathroom break time, sir.
like, I could definitely say from my fight against Humble Beast, like there was, it was like always towards the end of the round, and I was getting ready to throw a punch, and you would just hop in like so fast and just yank me. And like, I was like, damn, this man is on it. Like, I can't get this last little punch in. Ref, like, come on, man.
I try, bro. I
Bro,
try.
like, every single time I tried to get that punch in, you was not letting me. You was yanking me so fast. I was like, damn. Like
I
I
didn't
don't
mean
like
to
200
yank you. I'm
pounds.
sorry. I didn't mean to yank you, but I definitely, once the countdown is coming and I get to that one, I'm definitely trying to get in and make sure, we're good. We're not starting a combination. You know what I mean?
Nah, yeah. I mean,
But
that's your job as a ref, man. You do a damn good job at it too.
appreciate it, man. I try. I have moments where I slip, but ultimately I do try. And, it's a great job. Like I said, I get to be in there with you guys. And, really seeing the best of the best in there. Like I said, I got the best views. I mean, it's one thing to see the hook from the outside of a cage or from the outside, from a video perspective, but to see a hook and you see the full rotation or the full, curvature of a hook, it's like, nah, man, it don't get no better. You're that camera that's going down the football field, watching the game or flowing with the teams. You know what I mean? With the players, like it don't get no better. Yeah. Oh man.
All right, Sam K, it's getting about that time. You got any final questions before we get up out of here?
It is about that time. For me, I'm good on questions. If you had any last ones, if not, then we can go ahead and get those plugins. But if you had anything, Jay?
No, I'm good. Just make sure you do your shout outs and let everybody know where they can follow you and how, your socials, all that good stuff.
The man.
Oh, okay. Honestly, just shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to my fiance. She's been with me. She's been supporting me. Times where I'm gone out the house, I'm training and stuff. She supports me 100%. My mom, she's been keeping me real busy. She's been keeping my head filled with, certain training regimens that I need to do and all this type of stuff. And lastly, shout out to Broly Black because you're the one that's fueling me to fight and give you a fight same way that you're gonna give me a fight. So that's it.
And you got socials where everybody can follow you?
Yeah, you can follow me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, the man KO _, and yeah, that's it.
All right, man. We really appreciate you giving us your time. And like I said, man, you got a fan in me, so I'll be following what you do from here on out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Much appreciated, brother. It's been a phenomenal show, man. You have a great one.
All right, you too. All right.
Man, that was a great show. Another great guest, Sam K. I bet you there's a lot of people when they find out he box goes, really? Because he seems like such a nice guy.
Right. Like you said, you keep that under wraps till you need it, but for sure, because I remember when I first met him, I hadn't saw his first fight when I showed up, and I'm like, who's this tall, nice kid, and they're like, oh, he just beat up Clutch, and I'm like, what? This guy? And he's like, yeah, I had a pretty good fight, not a care, not a sweat. And then I finally see his fight, and I'm like, oh, the man.
I mean, Clutch even got up and had to give him mad respect for what just happened, But that's like I said, I watched that fight, and I was like, okay, he put it on him. But, like, I know Humble Beast just loves being in there and is just going to keep fighting, right? So I was like, I'm curious to see how this goes. And right off the jump, Humble Beast was on him, and I was like, ooh, how is he going to react to this? And I kept thinking to myself, get off the cage, but he never needed to get off that cage, bro. He handled himself right off that cage.
Yep. He was comfortable throwing the counters, and it was great to see, great to see. Beautiful use of boxing, and like I said, we got to see Humble Beast showcase heart, grit, and he never went down. He took some bombs, but he never went down. So
I'm not going to lie, though. I get nervous in those kinds of fights for the fighter against the cage because sometimes I feel like even though you're doing better, people who are judging can give the guy who's like, moving forward, pressing you against the cage the win. So I did, and I did think to myself, ooh, this kid's going to get screwed. But he didn't. Like, I was just like, oh, how is this going to go? And I actually thought it was going to end up being a draw because of that, but I'm glad they didn't because I really think he won that fight.
Oh, facts. He was doing much more damage, even on the back foot, even, against the cage. It was clear he was doing the more damaging punches. You're right. There is that perception of where people, misperceive because one guy is going forward and it looks like he's being the aggressor. There can be a misperception and a misjudging. But in that situation, they got it right. And, the man was just throwing clean and clear counter punches that were a lot more powerful than what Humble Beast was throwing. So, it just is what it is, man. There's weight, there's power, there's speed, and all these things, when one is drastically better than the other, it shows, So,
yeah, no, I'm impressed. I'm excited to watch him fight, and that Broly Black fight is going to be something.
It's a test for both men. So, I'm man.
It's definitely the man's toughest fight in Street Beefs. I don't know about his amateurs or anything like that. You know what I mean? But it's definitely his
both
toughest
guys'
fight.
toughest fight. This both guys' toughest fight. Yeah, I think Broly's toughest fight was Takamura, but now it is moving forward. It is now the man. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see, man, because Broly's been leveling up. He's been putting in the work. He's no slouch, So yeah. And then it's 5 rounds. 5 rounds at the Smoke Ranch. So
does it go 5 rounds? That's the question.
Yeah. Also too. I mean, it could. I think it could.
No, it could, but that's the question. Does it? Because both these dudes can fight, right? Like, so you never know with two guys who can fight how it's going to go. So as a fan, I'm just like, okay, here we go. For me,
and they both have stoppages. They both have stoppages. So, yeah.
You reffing this one?
More than likely. I'd like to kind of. I would say I'd like to watch it from the outside, but I probably would end up reffing it. But yeah, man. Can't wait. But anywho,
this next event.
Yeah, that's this month. Yep, Halloween event. But let's go ahead and wrap up, man. Phenomenal show. Once again, thank you, the man. We appreciate you and your time. For those who are unaware, go check out his 2 fights. The Man versus Humble Beast, The Man versus Clutch. He's got skills. I want to give a shout out and a thank you to Jay helping me kill it. We do this. I want to give a shout out to Street Beefs OG Yard, Street Beefs West Coast, Street Beefs Dirty South. We appreciate you. We do this for y'all. Shout out everybody watching live, everybody watching on replay, everybody in the comments. We appreciate you. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. We're only here to share the love, share the fighters, and share the community. Shout out to Overtime Hustler Magazine. Shout out to Heart in the Fight. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it for me, man. Y'all trying to check for me, same time, same place next week.
All right. Well, shout out to you, Sam K, always killing it, hosting it, and holding it down by getting the best guests possible. So we appreciate that. It's always a great time. Shout out to everybody watching. Hit the like and subscribe. And if you don't mind, share it. And just shout out to Street Beefs, all the yards. Sam K covered it. And most, like I said, shout out to all of you who watch, because without you, we ain't sitting here anyway. So, like I said, 7 shows on the channel. Hit the notification. You won't miss any of them. And there's something for everybody. All right. One world, one love. Deuces.